Hey guys, welcome to week 6 of the review of all the cards on ungraded.com. We're going to be looking at weekly auctions, and there are some premier auctions ending this week with gold Star Mews, CoroCoro Mews, and even a crystal Zard. And I've got a special guest here as well, Cam, who's going to be helping review those cards and checking out the conditions. So let's jump into it. Cam, we are going to today be looking at some of the higher end and some of the nicer cards ending on ungraded this week. This is of course week 6 auctions plus premier auctions are ending this weekend, which are some of the higher end stuff. So there's some Charizards, there might be a Mew Gold Star as well that's ending. Interesting, the last one on this website sold for £900, which is well above last solds on eBay.
So last sold on like PSA 9 Mew, it's like 1500.
Yeah,
I think roughly around there.
Yeah,
let's just say 1400 for the video.
Yeah,
I was actually looking to get one, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but
so,
well, we shall see. So we'll be looking through some of those. Cam's going to give us his have a little bit of, we're going to tag team those cards. Oosh. Here we are on Ungraded. As you can see, we're looking at premier and weekly auctions. We've got premier auctions number 3. So premier auctions are 2 weeks. Weekly auctions are Sunday to Sunday, and we are only doing a Pokemon today. So
you say it's number 6 weekly auction. Has that been 6 weeks?
Yep.
Since they were launched?
Yeah, since they full launch. So they did pre-launch.
Okay, the beta.
And this is as in official 6 official weeks now with customer cards and stuff like that. So, right. So the first card we are going to be looking into. Let's take a look at some Japanese, as we're filming this in Japan. So we're currently in Tokyo. We're going to Worlds today.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
A little joke. He keeps saying, "Oh, we're going home today." No, we're not. It's tomorrow we're going to Hawaii.
We're not even going home either.
No.
We're going to Hawaii. We're not going home. So, okay, so we're obviously going to click on the card, and this is where you can load. The Wi-Fi is not great where we are now, so it's a bit slow for us.
So you look at that, you assume you get a 10.
That does look a 10. We're just
10 is good. There's no scratches on the holo that we can see.
Yeah, and we're not going to check the centering on every card, guys, but of course you can use a centering tool here, which is obviously really good. So you line it up to each part of the card. You can also make it like, you know, maybe there's a slight bow in the card, or you can't get it right, so you can actually make it shorter. And you can do top and bottom, but to be fair, a lot of it you can do by eye, and it'll be pretty close. So 45-55 it reckons. But eye test, it looks really good anyway. Condition is pretty...
It's immaculate.
It's perfect. Right, so let's go over now like price charting, and let's see what sort of price. So Magneton 036. All right, so looking at this card, guys, it's got raw value of about £4 basically. And if you hit a 10, £20.
This is not even worth it.
Well, grading it really, yeah, with grading. However, if you were to grade it, it would get a 10. So if you want,
surely not. Why would it go for £20 in a 10?
It's Japanese and it's not old. Japanese 10s aren't necessarily hard to come by, are they? I think if that was an Evolutions 10, there'd be a bit of a bigger difference.
Yeah.
But because it's Japanese CP6, Japanese cards don't have that disparity.
So that's like a reprint.
Yeah, CP6 is the reprint, not base set.
Oh, 20th anniversary.
Yes, okay. Yes, so that's why. So, but yes, for the Magneton, guys, it looks like it will be a 10 up to £20 in value. I'm going to say off the bat, without even looking at it, because it's Japanese, it's a good chance of a 10. Yeah. So centering, I don't need to use the tool, as you can see, that it looks pretty much spot on. Okay, wow. This is a £10 raw card, but a 10, £33 in effect. So we reckon it's going to hit that 10 anyway. So yes, the Genesect, guys, looks like a 10 if you were to grade it. Raw value of about £10, graded over £30 in the 10.
So if it costs £10 to buy that card, your grading is like £14.50. You're left with what, £5.50 profit. But then you've got to pay postage there and postage back. So if you're sending a lot of cards, that's very minimal.
Yeah,
so you'd always bundle. If you're trying to do it for profit, then I don't know.
It's tough profit on this one, yeah. It's tough profit.
If you do it to keep in collection, absolutely do it.
Yeah.
But if you're looking to try and make mad numbers from it, no. Keep it raw.
Back to the Genesect, guys. £10 raw, £33 in a 10. So we've got some other nice cards ending there. If you look, guys, these Pikachus, these are really nice. Near mint to mint. I see no reason to think they're probably not. that condition. I actually don't know what sort of price these go for. I tell you what, let's look at one as well, as there's two. Let's have a look at one. I think they are personally normally one worth grading. I think people want to own this, especially for me. I think this with an ace label does better because of the aesthetics of the whole card. Cam might disagree because you want to sell for PSA and add value, but for me,
yeah, I would grade it ace for my personal collection. I'm not planning
on selling. Definitely. I see nothing wrong with this. So Pikachu 173. Let's have a look at price. That's a 10, right?
For sure.
Yeah. So this Pikachu, guys, we are looking at raw value of about £4, but a PSA 10, which we think it would be pushing the £30 mark. So that's a good one. There's good profit in this. Non-hollow. So there's some nice non-hollow stuff in here, but this is an interesting one. We actually had a sneaky look at this card prior, and this is well worth looking at. This looks like a 10, this Giratina.
Clean,
it's
perfect,
super clean, yeah.
White spots.
Well worth grading. And I think this could go for over like raw value. I think this one actually end up selling higher, but the transparency of buying a card via this site. Now, one of the things to bear in mind about this site is there is a buyer's fee and a buyer's premium. So you are paying 20% as a buyer on top. So that's something to do. But when you actually submit your bid and you put a bid through, so do you know what? I'm going to bid on this card anyway because I know I won't bid it, but we'll give you guys a quick example. So this to me is going to be a 10, right? Let's look at prices. Honestly, this card is super clean. Really like it. So raw value, 260 quid raw. PSA 10, over £500. So there is a big like jump in there, okay?
Yeah.
So let's say I bid up on this card to like at least that's well under. This card is no way going for any less than 260. I don't think. I think this card is going to end up selling for over £300, and you shall see. So if I bid 200 on this card, right, hit submit, it's going to bring up. Please be aware we're shipping within the UK. Current bid. Confirm max bid 200. So it means that I will end up paying £240 for this card if I won it for £200.
Okay, yeah.
So there is a bit of a premium on the cards when you do that. But as you can see, guys, on the screen is like a breakdown of how the fees reduce the higher the value. So higher value cards you don't pay. I think it goes to as low as like maybe 10%, but it will all be on screen, the exact numbers. But
so the seller selling this card, they
pays
pay
nothing.
Any fees.
Nothing.
So let's say the premium 240. Does the buyer get 240?
No, the buyer gets.
Seller, sorry.
So the seller in this instance would get 200, and but the buyer would pay 240.
And the premium fee would go to the ungraded.
Yes, exactly, and like cover all the packaging and everything like that. So basically, as a seller as well, it's a really, really good platform. So this is what's going to get a lot of these higher. The fees of how this is working is why you're going to see more and more better quality ungraded cards, because some of these you go, okay, I could grade it, I could do this, but for all that effort, or you send it in, they sell it for you, and then you just get the cash, and it costs you nothing other than posting it to them to sell it for you, because they handle everything. Just to confirm, guys, on the Giratina there, we are looking at 260 raw, over £500 in a 10. So I can see the buyer paying well over £300 for this card with fees and stuff. Okay, so there's some other interesting cards in here. Look, we've got a lot of these. Now, was that a promo card? Well, no, they were actually in a set, weren't they, these?
Yeah, it's in a set for like Latios as well. Dalga, Palkia.
I've never really looked at these before. Let's have a look at these, because in the UK, these came on the front of collection boxes, and I know that these in 10s in English are not easy to get.
No, not.
So in Japanese, maybe a little bit easier. However, okay, here we go. We've got our first Japanese card that I think we can't guarantee a 10 on.
Yeah, it's got a white speck on
I can already see it straight away just looking. And let's have a closer look at the hollow. So you reckon an 8, Cam? Do you think it could stretch a 9 or not?
Maybe a 9, but I definitely won't get a 10.
No, definitely won't get a 10.
Let's say an 8.5.
8.5. Make the Pokeball really big. Something looks funny about this card. Right, that looks really weird actually, like that. Yeah. It's an unlikely 9, but it's at least an 8. So let's have a look at this card then. So Caldio, let's check it out. Raw, this is basically a £9 card. A 10 is not bad. That's a good return if you were to get a 10 on this card. But this is only something you would grade for your personal collection. That's what I'm saying right now. I don't think
people would actually want that unless you actually like Caldio.
Yeah. I think that's probably what it's going to be. Or you're a 10 chaser, so like I think that adds the premium that it maybe because of the amount of holo, it is still not that easy to get a 10 in. So the Keldeo, guys, you're looking at anything from £8 to £10 in raw, but in an 8 there's just no data for it. So I personally think this is not one that you should be grading. This is one that you would be buying for your own collection and grading at your own will, not one that you're going to sell. Bit Southern Island stuff. Here we go. First edition for Alligator, and there's some damage. Let's check this one out.
Lightly played this one.
Yes. So now they've set a starting price of £40 on this card. I personally bid more on items where it's starting super low or no starting price. If I see something at a price like this, I instantly think that's how much the card's worth. Like a mental thing for me. With just looking at it like this, that doesn't look like play to me.
To me, it's like near mint.
Yeah, just like this, but it might be, and like the centering, actually this might be one worth checking. To be fair, no, centering great. That's a 10 out of 10 centering.
Yeah. I was right.
You were right, Cam. Mate, to me that looked more like, that's weird. Visually to me, that top doesn't look right. And also look how thin it looks on that right. That's so strange, but it's not. Okay, here we go. See, this is where a website like this adds its value. Because if you just saw that photo, you're thinking you're going to get a 9 on this card, wouldn't you? Just looking at that like little edge, you're going, I'm going to get a 9. But instantly, that's not a 9 anymore.
No, it drags it down a grade, so that's an 8.
Yeah.
Then you look at the back, then it's got whitening.
You move a card around and it can really change the game. Ah.
Oh.
Oh, mate, you couldn't even see that like that.
No, you couldn't.
That's crazy. And look at that. Bosh. Shadow. Because where they made the card moves, even there it's flat, but it causes a shadow in the card. And you can see lines. So we're saying 7 max.
It won't go. It could get an 8.
You still think? See, I wouldn't be confident that I would get an 8 though. Would you be confident?
It's just my experience of upgrading some cards with PSA. And they've even had damage on the back, you know, like indentation, but a lot bigger.
So I know, for example, with Ace, that wouldn't be a 7. That would be a 6, I think, with Ace. Okie dokie, guys. So raw value on this card is £65. Something to bear in mind on this site, when they're talking raw values, it's like an average raw value of the card. So if it's a bit cleaner, it could be slightly more, that sort of thing, you know? Mate. Imagine that look, there's not even PSA, there's not even 10 soul values, but look, a 9 is well over £200. Shame that it has that damage in the back. It's basically been imprinted, or something's fallen in the sleeve, or it's been pressed on something on a desk or something. So we're looking at an £80 7 there. So guys, the Feraligatr, this guy right here, we are looking at anything up to £60, £65 raw value around every other place, and then looking like a PSA 7, which is 80 quid. So
yeah. Would you take the plunge from grading it? Probably not.
Yeah, and what I would say then is that £40 start price. It's worth paying the 40 quid for your own 100%. Yeah, so there's a few Japanese vintage cards on here, guys, and one of my favourites that I think we should definitely look at is going to be the Gyarados. Here we go. Okay, so the back. Do you know what as well? I'm noticing one thing about the back straight away.
Also no.
Yeah. I haven't checked a back yet, so let's check a back. I still think some companies would give the centering on this a 10 still, wouldn't they?
Plus it's a back anyway, so it's not like hugely important. I
think it's better than the 7. Yeah. It's not got imprints like the other one. This is like slight scratches. Remember that one you looked at before? Yeah. That actually had full imprints, and that was a 7. So I'm going an 8 on this one. Ungraded.
£9.50.
Yeah. We reckoned an 8. £26 and an 8. It's a tough one. A 10. The jump between ungraded and like raw value and 10s in vintage is so big.
Yes.
If you see clean stuff on here that's vintage and a 10, you're going in on it. You're snapping it up. You're going in for it. You're going to pay more. There will be a premium because there will be people trying to get it as well. So Dark Gyarados, guys, it's about a £10 raw card, and we're looking at a PSA 8 if you were to grade it. So there are a couple of cards on here, but we've got some moderately played cards, so they're going to be ones that realistically you're not going to want to grade anyway, to be fair. There would be more like personal collection stuff or looking if you get a deal, but we'll try page number 2. We got the Charmander. Ew, this is interesting. Let's check out this Magma EX right here. Okay.
These are beautiful cards, but I feel they're undervalued.
Oh mate, EX era is hugely valuable when it comes to reverse hollows and gold stars, but sometimes because of gold stars, EXs get overlooked.
Yeah.
Except for like if it's an Umbreon or a Mewtwo or something. But like something like this, I've got a feeling it'll be overlooked. But I reckon in a 10, I reckon this is going to have some stonky pricing in a 10. This is clean on the front, isn't it?
It does look good. I can't see anything.
No. This is fantastic.
I did nothing.
Yeah. It was you and the Uwoos. The Uwoo girls. Right. Okay, back.
Honestly, I think this is getting 9.
So far, for me, this is a strong 9. I even think this could sneak a 10. So, should we go 9?
Yeah,
with
a if they're putting nice on the
potential of a 10 there. Depending on what the pop report's like on this card. Like, if this is super low pop and highly graded, it's not getting a 10 because PSA won't want to ruin their low pop report.
I want to say it's worth raw like 30 quid.
And in a 9?
In a 9, I think about 90.
90. Now I'm going to go 25 raw. I think that's what people will value at, whereas I feel it should be worth so much more. Bearing in mind a booster pack of this set. This is Ruby Sapphire. What's a booster pack? 400 quid?
Oh,
350, something like that. And you're going to hit, an EX is one of the biggest hits in the set. It's so hard to get. Yeah, but I still think people, 25, and I reckon 9, 115. I reckon there's a big price jump. Jesus Christ.
That's mad, considering like a pack, how much a pack
That's
costs.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
Imagine you pack that, you think you've won the lottery.
Yeah.
And then you find out it's worth like 10 quid.
Yeah.
That's outrageous, by the way.
I think you can scroll down to the sales data for each card.
CGC9 sold for 31 quid.
Whoa.
CGC9 again.
That's outrageous. This is all the... Wow. That is crazy. So, guys, to give you guys a bit of a breakdown, you're looking anything from sort of 10 to 20 quid in good condition, like this is. This is really clean example. But then a 9 is like £50.
Yeah, that's crazy.
At a push. That's crazy. So yeah, guys, we're looking at this card going from anywhere from 10. I reckon even in this clean, if someone wants it clean, it could go up to 30 quid. If someone wants a really clean example, it's really good. But it's going to get about a 9. If you're lucky, if you were super lucky to get a 10, the price jump is crazy. £225 in a 10. But if you get anything less, that's mad. That's mad. We are going to look at a couple more. We're probably going to do about another 5 of the cards here. We're going to go try and pick some of the bigger ones now moving through and focus on some like cleaner ones. So, Charizard EX.
I can already tell I won't get a 10. I'll top right corner of this.
What, from... Which, what, on the front?
Yeah.
A little funky in that corner, because the rest of the card is fine. Centering looks actually pretty good as well. There's a chance at a 10. Let's check it out. 32, it's got it out, yeah, 32. But you've got some high 40s in there as well, and the sales look high of a 6-7. It's way too high. About 40 quid raw, and 9. No point in grading that card, but a 10.
Yep, 10's worth it.
That's not bad, is it?
If
yeah,
you think it's 10, grade it.
Look at these, all that sales data. So that's some solid sales data for that in a 10. Wow, this is an interesting card. Basically, if you think this Charizard right here could get a 10, which we are saying this is, well, minimum 9. But
yeah.
I don't, that's just such, it could still get a 10. Could still get that 10, but I wouldn't put my house on it.
No.
I wouldn't put my house on a 10. But yeah, so we are looking at, this is like a £40 raw card, and grade, it's a 9, maybe a 10, but if you do get a 10, you are making some good profit on this card. Right, so we're going to look, we're on another page here. We're going to check out this Dragonite that's got down as near mint or better. Let's have a look. Looks like the front and back. Such a nice card, this as well, isn't it? Look, all the Fearos in it and Spearos as well underneath. I really like this card. It's one that you forget that was even around because it's Evolving Skies.
Yeah. You
think Moonbreon, Rayquaza, but you think, oh yeah, sure, the Dragonite was in that set. I'm going 10. Well, I've got a 10 on that, so let's have a look. Is that calling it 94? So, yeah, 94. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, raw alert. £94 ungraded. Yeah, it's about right. About right, 94. on that. And then we've got potential 10s as well. Double your money.
Yeah.
Up to £200 raw.
Graded.
Graded. £200 graded. Thank you, Cam.
You're welcome.
Thank you kindly. Some pretty big numbers in there, guys. So the Dragonite, it looks like a 10 there. And if you do get out of 10, it jumps from being 100 to £200. It doubles in value. So yeah, this is what I could see people bidding all the way up to like 130, 140, maybe even 150 for this card, to be fair. And also the way that all tots are going from Sword and Shield era, this will be one that will be worth more in the future as well, I think.
Sure.
Like all arts are just going to... We still have those cheap ones. Even the ones that you can buy for 20 quid now, all arts from Sword and Shield, 2 years time, 3 years time, they'll be double that. You won't get them for 20 quid anymore.
No.
You just won't. Like they would have gone up.
Print as well.
Well, they are. That's why I guess.
It's hard to judge what's coming to the future now.
But yeah, so guys, this card, 100%, look, £51 bids. This is going to go over 100, and it looks like I could get a 10. So we got some really, really nice stuff ending here, guys. There's collections of Master Balls. Obviously, these are a lot lower value. We have got, looking at stuff before you jump in, if you know what you're looking for, guys. But if stuff does say moderately played, it normally will be a lower on the condition front. Like they get like 7s and stuff like that. Then we got lots of them. The Mew's nice, but with it being modern, the price jump between raw and the 10 isn't massive on Japanese.
Yeah.
But we got some other ones on here that I definitely want to take a look at, and one of them would be the Charizard.
Terrible.
Yeah. Okay, we don't even need to look at this too far.
I'm not talking about condition.
Just the Pokemon, yeah?
Just the Pokemon.
Yeah. It does as well.
Very binder worthy. Because obviously you're looking at the hollow to be good at the front.
Yeah, man. Whitening on all around the edge. So the edge is going to get like a 5, isn't it, or something, or a 4 on the edge around there. Dark Charizard first edition, £178, but you have some real highs in there if the conditions are good, and some real lows. Some of these won't be fair. It says first edition, but for some reason I don't feel like it's first edition.
No.
I think that might slip for as a non, but yeah, so we've got £180. I think that's probably about right, to be fair, on this card. So it's high, and we reckon a 7. It's not a massive jump in price, is it?
No.
To solds, to 7 to raw, really. An 8 would be wicked, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
but it's not getting
I probably wouldn't get that graded.
Look at that in a 10. £2.5 grand. Crazy. Alright guys, so this card goes for nearly £200 raw in a really good condition, but it's looking like it would get a 7 at best if you were to grade it, I would say.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, we're getting near to some of them, and I think we might see some more Premier auction items on here. We got some nice cards. The Star Mews are doing quite well. The English version in particular of this card does very well. More Master Balls, which is very cool. Pikachu's, Giratina, Charizard in there.
Hey, yes.
And there we go. Premier auctions. This is the ones we want to have a look at. Cam set up for this one.
I have set up for this one.
This is one that Cam likes the look of.
That's clean.
It does look really clean at a glance, doesn't it?
There's a few marks under that.
Is it? Yeah, it could be. Oh man, they disappear. Would they even get noticed? I would push down to 8 because we can't guarantee whether that's something that will wipe off the card or not, really. Because what a shame. It looks so good at first glance, doesn't it? And that's one of the benefits. You wouldn't see that otherwise.
No.
You would not see that on another site, and that is a huge benefit to ungraded right there. Okay, that's crazy because mate, they sold one on this site for £900. This sold for on here.
You can't really go by the ungraded cost, really.
Yeah,
That's way too low.
it is really low actually. But saying that, like literally, when was
Damage, heavy play.
Yeah, so there's too many heavy play ones, and you're going to get a lot, I think, of damaged and heavy play. None of these are like, you're starting to get some slightly better, but that's moderate play, 350 and stuff. I could still see this card going for like 800 plus on the site.
Grade 9 is 1200.
Mate, 1200, 10 though. Yeah. So what do we think on this? Maybe a 9?
I reckon you get an 8 with that back.
An 8.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Right, guys, so the Mew Gold Star looks so clean at first glance, but there is that little issue going on up here, which you can only see when you move the light, and it looks like a water stain in the card up there, and that could potentially knock it down to like an 8. And so what we're going to see conservatively here is this to still be like a £800, mate, or not even 800, I guess, raw. This is £400 to £600 raw or something like that, and then you are looking at a PSA 8. But you never know. Clean it off, guys. If you can get that 9 or 10, then this is big money. Oh man, look at the Zard. Reverse Crystal Zard. Okay, we got some really nice cards ending here, and they all say near mint. So let's do a quick look over on these ones here. So we'll do these higher end ones. So, oh wait, is that? Nope. Scratching in the hollow.
Yeah.
So there are some hairline scratching in the hollow. The back as well. I think there is something there. Again, that, to be fair, some of that might clean off actually. But there is, oh no, look, that looks like, yeah. Unfortunately, this is not near mint. Unfortunately, ungraded made a little bit of an error there. This is not near mint or better, guys. There is some black dots in the cards and the winding.
But near mint does...
to be fair, you are right. Yes, near mint is 7 or better,
above.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I
so
definitely get a 7.
Yeah. So we're calling this one a 7 here, guys. So let's have a little look. Okay, so raw. Wow, sheesh.
It's an evolution.
It's big money raw, this card, guys. Anything around £170 raw, and we reckon this will get a 7, 236. So still probably worth a grade, to be fair, on this card. So we have the Vaporeon right here, guys. You're looking at over 170 average raw price, but it does look like it could get a PSA 7. Okay, Shining Gyarados sub next, guys. Love this card. Here we go. And this has got a bid on it already, and some watchers as well. This all ends this weekend, so let's load up these images. Front's looking good. Centering looks fine. Again, don't really need to check the centering on the card there. Always advise as well, guys, you dive in. If you're looking to bid on these cards, make sure you go and look in it yourself in case we've missed over something, because when it's actually your money, you're going to scrutinise it even more. You know. Oh, there you go. Caught some scratches. So a couple of hairline scratches in the hollow. The back has got a few dots of whitening, but no like damage. It's just whitening really. We can see the worst of it probably is this corner down here.
Yeah.
191 raw. It's probably about right for the condition as well, really, of what you would probably see here on costing averages. 450 in an 8. That's a good markup.
It's not too bad.
That is a good markup. So guys, this Shining Gyarados, very nice example, guys. You are looking at a, what, 200, wait, what was it, raw? 200-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah, 200-ish raw, but it does look like you're going to get a PSA 8 on this. Right, okay. This would be big money, you know, if this is clean.
Right.
I have this already, so I don't need it, but it's a sick card.
This is like a grade 2.
Shh. Oh yeah, I see. We got a little something there. I don't see any. Ooh. Oh.
Yeah, that's bad.
Oh no, that's a dent. That is a dent, guys. That could get 6 because of that, guys. That's one of those cards. This is one where people look at this in person and go, how did that get 6? That's how. Yeah. So, yeah, okay, look, we're going to go 6 on this one, guys, which is a shame. 146 raw. Yeah, 6. £128 in a 6.
Keep it raw.
You'd keep this card raw and maybe see if you can press the card.
Yeah. And
see if pressing it removes that and then grade it afterwards. If you press that and you get rid of that, then this could get an 8 minimum.
Just don't tell anyone you did.
Yeah. You could get an 8, and if you did get an 8 on this, as you can see, guys, look, 268, so it jumps it right up there. It's a beautiful card, though, and actually a really nice example, but actually you can really see it now that I've said it, and there's something going on the whole way across.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can see it in the border there, look. Yeah, unfortunately looking like a PSA 6, because there is damage and imprint in the card. So we are going to check out this CoroCoro Mew, and that's because The guy that edited this video, Lanky, he likes this card. We're trying to find one for him out here in Japan. Long finger Lanky, there you go, yeah. Ooh, ooh. Right. Okay, let's load these bad boys. Now, this is at 150 already. That was Lanky's budget. So unfortunately, Lanky, we can't buy you this one. But, okay. So, unfortunately, definitely not a 10. Because I can see straight off the bat, we've got whitening here. And a couple of spots there down the edge as well. So, is that me or is that off center?
It is off center, yeah. From top to bottom and left to right.
Yeah, I don't
like
even...
southwest.
That's still... It's not necessarily out of parameter, but by eye it looks worse.
Yeah.
I'd say. You can definitely see how thick that bar is at the top compared to the bottom. And that is nearly there. So, maybe alright, but I think on this card...
I reckon 8.
8? Okay. Actually, you might be right. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's have a look. Anyway, ungraded, have you got anything? That's because you can get really battered ones, can't you? So they will be low. So when we look at the prices here, yeah, like 70s,
You'll
80s.
be looking to pay like 300 quid.
What, in this condition, you reckon? Be a lot more, yeah. And what do we reckon, an 8, yeah?
Yeah.
And an 8 is pushing up to... Well, no, you wouldn't pay 300. An 8 is 200 quid.
Depends what condition.
Yeah.
You're get a 9.
I think it's an 8, but yeah, look at that, 10 though, 2.6. It's pretty good. I think the one I had it, did I have it raw or was it graded?
I remember these being like 600 quid. Like
they were like one of the early ones that when people got back into Pokemon, it was one of the ones that was like really caught people. I want to own a CoroCoro Mew, blah, 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 blah. So, but yeah, looking pretty good. So guys, CoroCoro Mew, we are looking at an 8 on the CoroCoro Mew. And yeah, 100 to 200 pounds this card could go for. It's at 150 though already. So
people would be wanting it.
Yeah, people do want this. I think it's a lot of people want this for personal. And a personal quality, the condition of this card for personal is good.
Yeah.
So I think there'll be people hoping for a 9 as well if they were to grade it. And a 9 is £400.
Decent.
Okay, so we are saying this is an 8, maybe a 9. And if it goes for a 9, it's over 400 quid. So there we go, guys. That was our review into some of the better cards that are ending this weekend. That is this Sunday on ungraded.com. That was Cam's first little look of going through. Give us a quick rating of like looking at the site and how you think.
Overall, 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. You're liking it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. What could be improved?
I don't know. The near mint to like conditions could be a bit more bold and a bit more. Yeah. You can see it. But yeah, apart from that, it looks good.
Awesome.
I like it a lot.
I like it. Guys, let me know all your comments down below as well. Ungraded do watch these videos, so if you have any feedback on their website, put it in the comments. Also, let me know if any of your cards are the ones we talked through. And also, comment down below if there are some you are looking to buy or if you completely disagree with some of our grades and reviews. I'd love to see it all down below. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, guys. Yeah, make sure to go and check out some of the other stuff. We've actually got some videos dropping very soon of vlogs we are doing over here in Japan, so hit that subscribe button for that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!